Math module. So Python provides standard math module for using various math functions which have been defined already, and we don't have to write the details instructions step by step for any math operation. So let's see what are those math operations. So before going to the math operations or functions, we need to see what is basically needed for the math function. So we need to import the math library for using any type of math function. So let's see here. We have the num variable value as 49, and we want to find out the square root of 49. So how do we write that using the math module? So we need to use the sqrt for the square root function for finding out the square root of 49, and there we will use the variable name. Then we need to use dot operator, and it should be connected to the math module because the description details about the square root function were how it should calculate the square root of 49 or any number that has been already explained in the math library. So as we are using the math library name, dot operators, function name, and the variable specified here, there we need to import the math module. If we wouldn't specify the import math module, then it will arise one error. So this is mandatory for using of any math functions. Now let's see here. Like the square root function, we do have one function called power. So power means what? Let's say we need to calculate the 2 to the raised power of 3, suppose. So 2 to the power 3 is 8. So how do we write that? So pow in bracket 2 comma 3. This is how you write it. So let's say suppose we need to find out the square root of this value 1 plus rate divided by 100 to the power of year. So this is how we write it, power of this much. Then we need to call the math module dot operator, and then this is how it is calculating the total value from the base, rate, and years value. And when we run the program for the base, rate, and years value, it is giving us the output here. This is the total value for those three set of inputs, base, rate, and years. Now the math module have this set of functions, and it's provided here in this table. Now through one example I'm going to show you some of the math functions. So first we need to import the math module. Then we have one pi function to find out the value of the pi. Then value of e, exponential. This is also called Euler's number or base of logarithm. Then finding out the radian of 30, sine function, cosine function, logarithm function, power, we saw it, square root, ceiling, and floor value. Let's run the program and see how it is calculating the values. So for the pi, it's giving us 3.14. See, usually we consider the pi value as 3.14, but it's showing number of digits after the decimal. So anyway, it's a random number. So random number of digits is being specified after decimal. Now for e, this is the value. Then for radian, sine, cosine, logarithm, power, square root, so all this set of values are being calculated, and how it is processing the functions inside the math module, that is being specified or defined in the math module. So we don't have to write down the description of these functions, how it is going to execute the instructions inside for finding out any functions such as power, square root, logarithm, sine, cosine, that is being already explained in the math module, and we need to specify import math before writing or using any of the math functions in our program.